Before I went to kindergarten, so before I was 4 years old, I was a really happy kid. I liked to sing a lot, I liked to talk a lot. I liked to tell all the different stories that my little mind came up with. And this was all because I was reading books and I was genuinely enjoying them. Not just fantasy books like Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends, but also real life books that we had about general knowledge in our library at home. I genuinely liked to read them, not because my mom forced them, well, that was a huge part in it, but also because I just genuinely liked it. I actually liked to just sit down and read a book, because back then, keep in mind, I discovered YouTube when I was like 4 years old. This was before I even knew about the concept of social media, of video games. That's how peaceful my life was back then. Back then, all I had was just the TV, where I would watch Thomas and his friends have fun. I was so addicted to that show that I literally even knew the exact hours. You see, they didn't air it every single day, and I knew even the exact days when they would air it, on the exact times. And I also had these pretty books that I liked to read. However, times changed, and I went to kindergarten, and suddenly I had all of these teachers who were yelling at me every single day. But not at me directly, but at my classmates. But you know what they say? When you're little, you soak up everything from your adults like a sponge. So when you constantly hear your female teachers yell at you that you're useless, that you're dumb, that you're not destined for success, you start to soak that up. And so over time, that trauma compounded. And I lost my spark. I lost my personality. I was just way less happier than I was. And when you also combine it with the fact that I was never really compatible with my male classmates and my female classmates also, the loneliness of not having the ability to talk to anyone. Because now that I look back, if I had just talked to any of my classmates about why the teachers were so angry at us all the time, my male classmates would have just said that, oh, they were just in the head, don't worry about them. But I didn't, and instead I soaked up all of those negative comments, and that led me to lose my happy face, to lose my will to sing, my will to read books. Because now I was bringing this negative energy home as well to my parents. And suddenly, my parents were spending a little bit less time with me. Like sure, of course, my mom talked to me every single day, don't get me wrong. And of course, after I went to kindergarten, she had to go back to work. And so she didn't have as much time to spend with me, revising the songs that we used to sing with each other all the time, to read books with me, to take care of me. She no longer had the time to do it with me. And so, I just felt lonely. And after a while, I even stopped reading books. Because, in our kindergarten, they even forced us to read. And you know how that ends up? When they force you to do something as a kid, you no longer want to do it. And so, what all of this resulted to was to me completely shutting down emotionally. In school, I was getting attacked by my teachers and by the comments of my male classmates. And so you see, what I developed was a blank face. Like how when you see a Wojak face, for example, and it is like just 2 dots and a straight line for the mouth, yeah, that was me for the next 12 years of my life. Ever since I was 4, all the way up to 16 years old, that was how I constantly looked like, even in front of the people that I loved. It was all subconscious. It was all these negative comments just compounding up. It was a result of me not being compatible with my male classmates and them not understanding me, so they just made fun of me as a result for being the weird one. And so, I just didn't want to draw attention to myself anymore. Because I knew that if I showed any kind of emotion, I would immediately get judged for it. And then I would have to listen to the same bullshit again of that old, of that disgustingly pitched voice yelling at me once again that I was weird, that I was useless, that I was a dumbass, that my teachers were constantly yelling at us for. And it worked. No one made fun of me during those 12 years. Well, there were some times where even the biggest dumbasses at my school found a way to make fun of me. But I succeeded. But in return, I sacrificed quality relationships that I could have had with the most quality people in my local area. You see, whenever we met a family member or a family friend during a visit, they would constantly think about why I was so angry all the time, why I still had this blank face all of the time, why I never showed any kind of emotion. I was constantly repelling people. And then, when I got onto self-improvement in summer of 2023, and everything started to change for me, I started to work hard on my physique, my mental health, my financial education, and of course, I wanted to work hard on my social intelligence. And so the first thing that I needed to change was that blank face that I was constantly putting on myself. Like, sure, I would still use it when someone would yell at me, for example, or when a dumbass would make fun of me. But around the real people that I actually cared about, the good people in my life, I would show them my warmth. I would give them value. I would tell them valuable life stories. And I wouldn't be afraid to even act more emotionally. I wouldn't be afraid to add more passion, more vigor to my voice. In fact, I wouldn't even be afraid of saying swear words to dramatize what I was saying and to make a bigger impact. And so, for the first time in my life, I learned how to smile. But you see, that wasn't enough. People will see through that bullshit. Of course, 80% of your daily conversations are subconscious, are non-verbal. So I also needed to heal from my trauma, which I did. It took like 6 months, but I now overcame it, and my voice is finally back. Because when I had that blank face and I was that traumatized, depressed, and anxiety-full kid all the time back then, I used to talk like this. I didn't have any strength in my voice. I was barely even heard by the people around me. Yeah, I was basically pathetic. And now, bro, after working hard on myself, after overcoming my trauma, and finally knowing to whom I can show my warmth, I can proudly say that I have better relationships with the people around me. And now, whenever I go and cold approach someone, or warm approach, I most of the time never get rejected. Because I realized that the one mistake that drives people away from you is the fact that you have no passion for life. And you show it to the outside world when you have that blank face and when you just want to gatekeep all of your life lessons, all of your stories that would be great conversation openers to the people around you. Because you're here sitting fucking traumatized, you are so hurt. Oh, poor you. But how about you actually do something about it? How about you actually take some action so that people don't get repelled by you all the time? You desire to have a 10 out of 10 woman. You desire to have the best quality relationships with the people around you. You want to have strong brothers by your side with whom you can grow with on a daily basis, who will be your competition in this race of men. And you act like you don't even care. And you do care, but it's just like you constantly show that blank face. And what conclusion do you think people around you come to? That you aren't even trying. That you don't even fucking care about where your life is heading to. That you have literally no desire to improve and to actually give value to the outside world. That you've completely given up on yourself and on your life. That's what the actual good people think about you when they see you with this blank shitty face all the time. Fucking dumbass, bro. And I don't blame you for not realizing this sooner. Because by this point, you have had this blank face for most of your life. And you don't even realize it. You just accept it as a norm. How fucked up is that? You still have those traumatic experiences from way back then, and you just accept them as normal. And that is fucking unacceptable. And we will change it in this video. Because in this video, we will go over to whom you can actually show your warmth, and in front of whom you can actually finally take off that blank face and show your true emotions, and in front of whom you need to put on that blank face and to completely make every single conversation as uninteresting as possible. Then we will also talk about mindfulness and how to gain self-respect so that you no longer have negative thoughts in your head that will hold you back and constantly put on that blank face all the time. We will make you more mindful about your daily choices so that you can tame this blank face and use it manually whenever you want. And so first, let's go over the journaling practice that I want you to do. You see, I want you to do this today, not tomorrow. Don't fucking procrastinate on this. This might be like the second most important journaling session that you will do in your entire life. And it is not just one time. You have to do this seasonally, like once every 4 months, I would say. Or every 6 months. It depends on how many people you meet per month. Because of course, as you level up your social intelligence and become better at self-improvement, you will meet more and more people in your daily life. And so, what I want you to do in this journaling session is to analyze 100 people that you spend the most time with. Like, the most common people that you can think about that are in your daily life. Every single day. That's why I said daily. And you need to come to the conclusion if they are a good person or a bad person. And those are the only two categories that you should categorize people as an honorable man on self-improvement. Only if they are a good person or a bad person. Because here's the thing. I don't care if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're black, if you're fucking green, if you're purple, if you come from a poor household, if you are filthy rich that you don't have to work a single day for the rest of your life. I don't care about that. If you're a good person, like you honestly give value to the outside world and to yourself also, like you take care of yourself, you improve every single day, you meditate, you journal, you gratitude journal, you exercise, you improve yourself, and not just you, but the outside world. You help the world become a better place by doing both small things, like just smiling at people, but also good things, like just genuinely sharing your knowledge and your life experiences and your life lessons with the people around you. That is how I define a good person. And if you're a good person by this definition, then you always will have a warm spot in our clan and on this YouTube channel. But if you're a bad person, like you genuinely give no value to yourself and the outside world, you don't take care of your hygiene, your fitness, your health, your relationships, and you genuinely give no value to the outside world, like you're just a useless piece of shit who doesn't care about anyone but himself, who doesn't share his life experiences, his life lessons, his knowledge, and who isn't willing to take action on anything that I say, and who makes fun of everyone around him just to make themselves feel better, then you deserve to actually get the fuck off this channel right now. This channel isn't for you. So, I know this will sound unbelievable as fuck, but let me tell you, bro, there are people who are genuinely good individuals in your life. By this definition, this can be like your parents, for example. Even though you don't spend as much time with them anymore, they will still give you value no matter what. They will still give you their life experiences, their life lessons. Because it's okay to cry in front of your dad. It is okay to open about your insecurities in front of your mom. It is okay to talk about anime and about other bullshit like that with your younger brother. Because he knows you aren't being serious and that you're just dicking around with him and that you can just unleash your inner child so that it can have fun for the first time in a long while. And so, if these people are genuinely nice to themselves and to you, like they actually give you some value, they make you feel nice, they give you life stories, they give you their knowledge, their life lessons, then 100% shower them in your warmth. Literally open up to them. Give them the value back. Give them some of your positive energy also. And finally, get rid of the blank face. And just, of course, do the opposite for the dumbasses who don't give you any value in real life. Like those who make fun of you, like for example your classmates. Yeah, just keep your blank face around them and don't attract attention to yourself when you're around them. And so, now that we've defined to whom you can open up to, we can talk about the 2 healthy habits that will make you more mindful and make you get rid of your negative thoughts that you get every single day. The first one is meditation. Meditation is when you sit down, you close your eyes, and for an extended period of time, you focus on one thing. It can be, for example, the birds singing outside. It can be, for example, a random part of your body. It can be your breath, anything, as long as you can focus on it. This will improve your attention span, and it will make your recalling memory a lot better, because you will remember the advice that I'm giving you right now in this video a lot better. And you will remember to get rid of that blank face when you subconsciously put it back on. And the second good habit is gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling is when you just sit down and you manually think about something positive that makes your life easier on a daily basis. And you write down, I am grateful for my computer because I can work on it anytime that I want. I am grateful for my old bicycle because even though it is 10 years old, it still gets the job done. And over time, this will make you a more positive person. And it will naturally make you a positive thinker on a daily basis. Like you'll be literally grateful about clouds on a rainy day. That's how powerful this is. And it will also improve your mindfulness so that you don't focus on the negative thoughts that you get on a daily basis. These 2 healthy habits will slowly but surely heal you from your traumatic experiences. And so now, we need to improve your self-esteem. And this is completely easy. Just find something, like for example self-improvement, improving in the 3 big desires of men, which is health, wealth, and relationships, and just work on it. Make some kind of progress in anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's playing the violin. I don't care if it's learning another language. As long as it is a purpose that you have in your life, then I'm happy. You need to find anything that will give you a sense of progress in your life, because progress is the antidote to depression. The reason why your self-esteem is so low is because you have genuinely no value. Like sure, you have your life stories, and that is great, but you have nothing going for yourself. And how are you supposed to value yourself if your life is worthless? And so when you have something that you can focus your attention on, your energy on a daily basis, then this will slowly but surely give you confidence in real life. Okay, so I highly suggest that you should find your purpose in life and then align it to your self-improvement journey. Okay? So don't forget to do the journaling session, implement the 2 good habits that we just talked about, and find something where you can do progress on a daily basis. And by the way, if you want to practice the tactics that we talked about in this video a lot easier, if you want to connect with people who share the same values as you, 2 young men who are working hard on themselves every single day, becoming the best version of themselves, those kinds of brothers that will be like your healthy competition, who will be such a good friends to you that you could literally cry on their shoulders even. And if you want to finally taste real friendship for the first time, and not like the fake friendship where you're just friends with a bad habit, like for example what you've been doing while playing video games with your classmates who have no ambitions in their life, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that you'll find your place in there, because you have way more potential than you think you have if you're watching videos like this, and if you're taking action so that you can teach it to the people that you actually love. And that I deeply, deeply respect. If you're doing positive things, not just for yourself, but for other people's sake also, because that is truly the trait that will make people attracted to you. When you actually show your warmth and you give them value and actually give them positive energy and make them feel nice, they will finally not be repelled by you anymore. But of course, never be warm in front of the masses. You know, those kinds of people who have no ambitions in life. Yeah, those who just spend most of their times on social media, playing video games, eating garbage food, smoking weed, I don't know, drinking, taking drugs. Yeah, those who give you no value, leave them in the dust and join our Discord clan. You can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement in your daily life. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you